Hello, I'm James Barnes, class of 77, and I'm grateful that the Morehead-Cain Foundation asked me to put together this video on best practices in mentoring relationships. Thanks to my friend, mentor, and mentee, Tony Holland, Bartley Medal award-winning executive MBA graduate from Villanova, now a coach in that program and a frequent mentor in Villanova's School of Business. Mentors, we're grateful for your participation and the gift back to the Morehead-Cain community of your expertise and guidance. Enjoy the video.
In the first conversation, I usually just start with, what do you care about?
Yeah.
and just asking and listening to, are you taking care of your cares? I mean, I use the balanced scorecard is a tool I use with every mentoring conversation, just so that over the period of whatever time frame we've agreed to be in a mentoring conversation, that we actually have like the rudder to the ship. We have some type of navigation of what we're working toward. It challenges us to think about personal life, and my career life, my financial life, my health, and in the context of those domains, just articulate or reflect on what do we really care about, actually give ourselves some activities and objectives that are measurable so that we can learn how we're doing because it's actually measurable. We're looking holistically at ourselves in a balanced way. And if we don't make the measurables that we gave ourselves, we learn from that. And so it becomes a living process to say, so what else do I need to do? Try to maintain balance and also continue to grow in all of these categories and not sacrifice one for the other. When I get into these conversations with whoever I'm mentoring, they many times will realize, wow, at this point in life, I've sacrificed the health, or I've sacrificed the personal life right now. A big part of the conversation for me is listening and being a coach, essentially, in the conversation, as opposed to being a consultant telling you what to do or giving you advice. You know, I try not to go into here's what I think a person should do unless they're requesting that. And then even if they request that, I'll make a distinction, right? That this might be how I would handle it, but the more important question is, how do you want to handle it, and not give prescriptions. And I can see that as being sometimes a tripwire, because sometimes you can move into this problem solving mode, and that person isn't building any muscle of their own. That's you inserting yourself into the conversation. But if I use that, I don't always start my mentoring conversations saying I'm coaching, but I see it is almost inextricably linked to the conversation, because if I use coach as an acronym of care, an observer who's helping you to achieve action and be committed to those actions, and I'm holding the space for that conversation, a safe space for you to become the best version of yourself, then that COACH of coach is sort of the mentoring activity that I'm in. And that helps me to be self-aware of the conversation as well, because that's really what I want to help understand care, connect with care, and help that person to articulate for themselves how they're taking care of their cares, and then develop actions. That's sort of the balanced scorecard that will lead to better outcomes and commitment to it, right? So that's where, are we making commitments to this? Or are you saying, oh, it'd be nice if I lost weight? Oh, okay. All right. And what action are you going to take to do that, and when? Yeah. And all right, those are commitments, and sometimes those are just missing conversations that you're blind to. You said, I'm going to do this, but you weren't really committed to it because in your own language, you did not put a stake in the ground to say how, when, and how you're going to measure it. So just helping them to keep accountable to those commitments that not that I made for the person, which would be consulting, but they're making. And the H in the coaching is holding a safe space. This is this confidential, personal, safe space. And sometimes the mentoring conversation might be the only place that they can talk about these things.
Thanks, Tony, for introducing the personal balance scorecard and explaining how you fit your coach model into a mentoring framework. For mentors, I would say my one word is listening. Plenty of opportunity to practice listening, a skill that you can never have enough of. Listening for context, listening for meaning, listening for emotions, listening for the odd assessment that may be held as a fact, so challenging those assessments. And overall, listening to encourage. Lastly, I'd like to thank again all those at the Morehead-Cain Foundation for this opportunity, and go Heels!